What is good, Cardano fam, Ada gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Cardano ADA 24-hour trade volume surpasses $1.1 billion according to CoinGecko. CoinMarketCap ranks Cardano as the fifth most bullish community sentiment at over 85%. Cardano surpassed $28 billion in monthly trade volume during the month of May, according to Waffle Capital. They put out a fantastic report for last month's metrics. They also say that Cardano surpassed 1 million monthly transactions during May. Fantastic. Grayscale ranks Cardano as fourth in their top 10 crypto assets for 1 week returns. Strike Finance, with perpetuals on Cardano, announces user liquidity deposits will be opened this Monday, June 16th, on Cardano mainnet. They are crushing it. I think Strike Finance is doing a fantastic job. Liquid, Cardano's largest lending protocol, confirms its ADA lenders and ADA collateral providers will both receive the upcoming midnight airdrop. That is great given how prominent they are in our ecosystem. World Mobile highlights its organic growth, surpassing 2 million daily active users, over 400 AirNode operators, over 43,000 AirNodes sold, and a whopping over $450,000 in AirNode rewards paid out. This is fantastic. The real numbers, the organic growth. And lest we forget WMTX, their token, when it comes to DEX trading, it's mostly on Cardano. Cardano Foundation is sponsoring and attending the 46th World Congress of Vine and Wine next week in Moldova to showcase how blockchain can support global wine traceability, helping producers and consumers verify authenticity, origin, and quality at scale. This is fantastic because I remember months ago we saw them talk about the wine traceability program, and so this has great synergy with Originate that was announced by them and just Cardano in general, right? When it comes to logistics, tracking, I think it makes a lot of sense. Alex Becker, he's Alex, I'm Alex, we're all Alex. He says DeFi is about to explode and that every major banking institution, commerce, and investing brand will go all in on DeFi. Well, when it comes to decentralization and Bitcoin DeFi, we're at the helm of that. And Alex Becker has also complimented Cardano with decentralization. So I think that's a no-brainer. And he did say that retail is 100% asleep, but not for much longer. Let's take a look at the rest of the clips from Charles's live stream. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson says Cardano has a 1.7 billion ADA, or about $1.2 billion wealth fund. We have to start solving problems. One of the biggest problems is a lack of stablecoin liquidity. Definitely a solvable problem with the treasury and syndicating it with a variety of good yield products. Charles says Cardano has a lot of people, 4.3 million users from the last count, and many of those users are financial professionals, some from Wall Street and others, and some of them manage larger assets under management than the market cap of Cardano. We are a sovereign entity. Charles says Bitcoin DeFi will also massively solve and address stablecoin growth. Many people will come and lend their BTC to participate in yield products on Cardano, but you have to prime the pump. There needs to be about $25 to $50 million of BTC to get started. Charles says we're in a good position and the ecosystem is strong. We should never forget the principles we were founded on, which is to move in a considered and deliberate way and to be systematic about it. Everything is built for conversation. So his emphasis that these discussions about stablecoin and this and that, no need to panic. It's always been in mind to talk to the community, discuss it, debate it. So I'm just happy that any pain points for Cardano are being identified, are being addressed. No network is perfect, in a very democratic way. Charles says the concept of having a sovereign wealth fund means that Cardano can start making blockchain-to-blockchain partnerships. We can take positions in other assets, and they can take positions in ADA, creating trade alliances. And that's going to be great. It's going to be interesting to see how people will perceive the treasury and what to do with it when it starts getting Knight token and other tokens, whether it's Bitcoin and whatnot. Charles says, I'd love for Cardano and Midnight to be the DeFi layer of the XRP ecosystem so that they can stay and continue to be XRP, but then Ripple and XRP holders can get much better yields. And I know XRP holders love yield because it's like proof of consensus. It's not proof of stake. So if they saw a lucrative opportunity on Cardano, they would definitely take advantage of that. I'm happy that Lace Wallet will be supporting XRP. We don't know exactly when, but it is on the bucket list. Charles says Cardano is a thriving and healthy ecosystem. We've seen tremendous growth. He also said searches are up. People are kind of paying more attention to Cardano. And that Bitcoin DeFi, Midnight, Midgard, Starstream, and more, it's getting good. I'm very happy about how the ecosystem is shaping up. We're a very resilient ecosystem. So all in all, guys, a lot of positive stuff. I know it's hard given the situation right now with war and macroeconomics and everything. It's all adding up to the price suppression, FUD, and negativity. But we got to do our best. Stay positive. Sometimes you got to not look at the prices. I'm happy. Send it lower because it's going to be good for goblin hands. Well, let's see what Emergo has to say about stablecoins, right? Having overseen a centralized exchange and one of the largest over-the-counter desks in Asia, Charles is correct. We're hearing that from the CEO of Emergo. It can be done over a period of time, referring to the 100 million ADA conversion to stablecoins, utilizing multiple desks and strategies with minimal impact on ADA price. It's not a market sell of 100 million of ADA, right? Some people think that. ADA is a top 10 token with a $20+ billion market cap. And I believe the liquidity injection of stables into the Cardano ecosystem would be a net positive. ANZINS, or USDA, has already agreed to giving back to the Treasury and reducing fees to help enable this. I believe USDM would be willing to do so as well. This is a net positive and frankly diversifies Intersect's Treasury risk as it currently is a single asset. So really well said, guys. I think there's a lot to gain from boosting and supercharging stablecoins. Finally, he says, from experience, it can be done. And in my opinion, it's the responsible thing to do. So we're not just hearing that from Charles. Now, pretty quiet day for crypto news, but this was a nice highlight. MetaMask says, wow, Shopify is beginning to enable USDC payments for millions of merchants so you can pay directly via MetaMask. Powered by Coinbase, running on Base, so it's not to do with Cardano, but we do have Cardano snaps enabled in MetaMask. Users can install MetaMask, take advantage of Cardano. Very easy to use. And it's a step in the right direction for Web 2 adoption, right? We're seeing all these Web 2 companies, Fortune 500 companies jumping in. So a step in the right direction. Well, 619. It is what it is, right? I wish we were at 0.7, but we don't control the global events and no amount of news will brute force the price up, as we saw with Ripple and the native USDC announcement on XRP, with the price proceeding to nosedive. So to me, I see this as fantastic buying opportunities. I've been looking at areas here to take another buy. 623 for ADA, BTC 105.1. Bitcoin dominance just constantly chilling at 64%. So again, guys, we need the fear and negativity to calm. We need peace. We need macroeconomics to fall in order. We need Russell 2000 to reclaim its previous highs. And we also need like the legislation, Clarity Act, Genius Act to be signed eventually. Still weeks and months away. I think those bills won't be signed probably until August. But until then, we're going to continue to cover the Fuego news, stay positive, and look at the upside potential for every opportunity. So guys, that's really it. Enjoy your weekend. Stay positive. Let me know what you're most excited about. Smash that subscribe, smash that like. I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.